Wolverhampton is still a thriving footballing town, despite the fact that their local football team have not witnessed top-flight football for over a decade, despite being Division 1 playoff semi-finalists in 1995 and 1997. It is still surprising that they can boast such a fanatically devoted fan base and an average attendance last season of over 23,000. But then, they're Wolves. Despite an FA Cup semi-final place, the 1997-98 season is one that most Wolves fans will want to forget. Only one win in their last 9 matches, and that against bottom-of-the-table Reading. The Gold and Black West Midlanders could not wait to start the new season afresh. The former Republic of Ireland international Robbie Keane and the old warhorse Steve Bull promised great things. Indeed, it was to prove the best start to a season for the club since 1969.
It's a challenge, but it's also something, this is where my heart is, and I'm prepared to give it a go and do my best. Now, hopefully my best will be good enough to help get this club in the Premier League and keep it there.
8 months on, did you make the right decision?
Yes, without a doubt.
It is a positive feeling around the place. I think we all want that little bit of help. We all know there are 2 or 3 things needed in the team, maybe even in the squad in general, just to give us a confidence of strength and depth that goes into a long and arduous season that the First Division season is.
The squad we've got is good enough to finish in the top 6 and possibly with a few additions as well into the top 2 for automatic promotion. We know that. We know that if we can perform week in, week out, we will achieve that.
Wolves opened the new season in the sunshine against John Aldridge's Tranmere Rovers, who had finished 5 points behind them the previous May. It was to prove quite a start. Stahl coming right outside his area. It's a good long clearance. Good header from Bull. Muscat. He's taking on Thompson down the right. For the crossing, this is Keane. It's been out, Keane again! 20 minutes gone and Wolves ahead. Robbie Keane. It's just the start that Mark McGee's team needed. It's been a frustrating first 20 minutes for Wolves, but it all began with some excellent work down the right-hand side. Muscat pulled the cross in. Keane, a neat first touch, pushed in the shot. Simonson couldn't hold it, and Keane on the rebound. Wolves ahead 1-0. Starts a long, lonely walk back. Pumps this one upfield. Grealish ahead. Irons. Grealish again. Kelly, but he's lost that one. Froggatt. Cut inside, might go all the way. Froggatt is pulled down! And yes, it's a penalty. Just 3 minutes to go. And it was McGreal that pulled him down. Curl to make this so much more comfortable for Wolves, who've been better than 1-0 for most of the game. Start the season the way Wolves want it, with those 3 points. Stop that. It's 2-0. Wolves had excelled earlier in 1998 in their cup fixtures, but an early visit to Barnet did not deliver the kind of response the fans might have been hoping for. Onwera, we've seen some long throws from him earlier in this game. That's a good long one. Oh, Styles lost it, Charlie! Oh, it's put in there by McLeish! 66 minutes gone, Pascal, Barnet ahead. Osborne. Curls, a beautiful one, it's in there! And he put it over the head of Lee Harrison. A glorious chip. Nothing on, but he made it count. Wolves back in this tie. McLeish. Been dangerous for Wolves most of this game. Stockley will pump this one in. Plenty of space for Curry. Inside a little shuffle, he's put it in! Oh, what a great finish! Darren Curry. An early cup setback, but a second leg to come, and an away visit to Oxford United's threatened manor ground in the league to show the opening day's victory was no one-off. It's Marsh who makes the clearance, but only as far as curl. It's a long, dipping cross. Oh, the keeper's dropped in, ball's in the air! Steve Bull, right on the stroke of half-time, a terrible mistake by Paul Whitehead. Bull capitalises and Wolves ahead. Froggatt is through for Keane. Davis with him, he's pulled him over, it's a penalty! And Davis will be booked for that. And an opportunity for Wolves to go 2 up. Curl with a penalty. Oh, he saved it! Simon Osborne. A deflection is in! And Wolves 2 up. Curl missed the penalty, or rather it was saved, but Osborne kept his head, lovely bit of control. With a little bit of luck, Wolves 2 up. Wolves remained clear at the top of the nationwide First Division and were in no charitable mood when Barnet came to Molineux for the second leg of their Worthington Cup tie. Another good throw, but Steve Bull. Lovely ball out to Keane, and these two linking up so well. Bull's made a terrific run up to the 6-yard box. The ball comes across, and Steve Bull, he's there! Oh, what a fantastic cross from Keane. What a wonderful diving header from Steve Bull. They wipe out the deficit on 14. Gomez. Keane. Gomez is waiting for it. We'll put this cross in left-footed, aiming it at Steve Bull. Chest down, a great goal, Steve Bull. It's 2 for Wolves. Gomez, a wonderful cross, and look at this control from Bull. A wonderful finish. 2 for Steve Bull, 2 for Wolves. Osborne, Froggatt now, Osborne will take it. Curls one in. Defence can't get this one away, it comes out to Keane. It's 3 for Wolves. And the first leg seems a long way away now. Wolves look safe, not even half-time. Robbie Keane. Is this something they play? It's a beautiful flick from Steve Bull. Keane is through there. Keeper's come to his line up. That's a delicious chip. What a superb goal. International quality from Robbie Keane. Just look at this, drew the keeper, and with a flick of the right
effort. He puts Wolves 4 up, Harrison no chance. What a glorious goal. It's a good-looking corner. Steve Bull arrives! And Bully has the hat-trick on 80 minutes. A pinpoint corner and a glorious bullet header. Wolves have 5 and Steve Bull has the match ball. Barnet are out.
Through to round 2, Wolves prepared for the visit of Swindon Town for the 3rd successive Saturday League fixture of the season, and Mark McGee's men looked to take up where they had left off at Oxford the previous weekend.
Keane. Oh, lovely run from Keane. Oh, that must be a penalty. It is. Graham Franklin has given it. And Curl, he missed one at Oxford. But he doesn't miss one here. 29 minutes, Wolves ahead. A beautiful penalty, right in the corner. Froggatt, he's being manhandled at the far post, but it's a corner pushed out there. And Wolves bringing the stocks up this time. Deep cross. Oh, and Keane just missed at the far post. Agonisingly close. It was a great head-on from Bull, and Keane really, he'd have liked to have scored. Keane. Oh, that's a fantastic ball to Steve Bull. Pull inside on the left foot! Into the side netting.
So after Swindon's good result, not the best performance, but a cracking result, and we all got invited to the Gaffers on Sunday for a nice, lovely barbecue. And as you know, on Sunday, what did it do? Absolutely chucked it down. So we was all camped inside his lovely house. And the players, as they do in these sort of situations, you know, you can't let the gaffer get away with these little things, and we decided to take a souvenir each. So when we came in Monday morning for training, bright and breezy, as the gaffer always likes us to be, and what did we all have? We all had a little souvenir from his house, whether it was a little plastic duck or it was like a souvenir, but the best one was this lovely big picture of all his baby pictures. And can you imagine seeing the gaffer naked in his baby shoes? Yeah. Well, you imagine they were all left on his bench and all on his pegs, so he still hasn't mentioned anything about it yet, but I'm sure the retributions are going to come thick and fast.
As August drew to a close, Wolves visited newly promoted Londoners Watford, who had also been showing some early season form.
And they're looking to continue that encouraging start here today against their former manager. And this is Lee Naylor, one of the graduates of their youth system, cleared by Robert Page. The ball turned back early by Simon Osborne. Graham Taylor managed Steve Bull before he went to Wolves, of course, and got off on the wrong footing with a lot of Wolves fans because he was perceived as the man who ended Bull's England career. Palmer. Then giving Naylor more work to do, and he's got it across. Did he go up with a hand? It looks like he might have done. Gunga's goal is ruled out and he is booked. Yeah, good decision from the referee, no doubt about it. Stow came out and suddenly I didn't think Gunga had any chance of getting this. Watch the arm come up there. The good ball from Palmer. I think Wolves will be very, very angry that Palmer's, this time with the left foot, good ball in the box. And again, look, Gunga gets between the two centre-halves and gets himself a booking. most definitely. That was it's a bit of volleyball, that was, with Backie's hand. Here's Froggatt, and he's weaved his way through and produces the first serious save of the night from Chamberlain. Well, that's better from Froggatt. At least he's getting forward this time. Really good dummy on Page, on the right foot. Nice strike by Alec Chamberlain over to his right-hand side. Quite a tall goalkeeper, spreads himself well and makes a save for a corner. But here's Froggatt, and they play the offside trap well. It's ball! 1-0 to Wolves, and Watford there broke the golden rule. They gave Ball the freedom, he operated in it, and he scores the goal. Well, Bully ran right across it. I thought he was going to thank the linesman, because Watford clearly think this is offside. Let's have a look. It's a beautiful threaded ball. That's not offside. You can see the big fella Yates playing Bully on, but what a finish. He's got Keane at the far post should he wish him. Lovely threaded ball by Froggatt. Good touch, looks up to the far post, drills it past Chamberlain, who may have got a hand to this. It's a good right-footed strike. There's a right hand from Alec Chamberlain, not strong enough to turn it round the post. 249 league goals in his Wolves career for Steve Ball, and it's certainly enough to guarantee them a half-time lead. Just when Watford thought they'd got to the break, holding Wolves, Steve Ball, the player who was very much at the centre of Graham Taylor's controversial reign when it appeared that he was ready to sell him, has scored the goal that will now haunt his former manager in his half-time team talk. It had been a cagey opening until Ball broke through with that goal. Watford 0, Wolves 1. Ball and Taylor, Graham Taylor, have crossed swords on many previous occasions. He actually played in Taylor's first 2 games in charge of England. Ball is again waiting in the middle if they can furnish him. It's a good break, this, and Keane! And they've started the second half as they ended the first with a goal. It's Keane who's got it 18 seconds after the break. That's top class. There's 2 things to watch for here. Watch Bull's movement here. He terrifies the defenders. Froggatt is very patient here. It's brilliant. Now Bully goes near post, then pulls away. In comes Keane past Page. And that is a fantastic start for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Great play from Froggatt, and Keane 3 yards out. Thank you very much. Can't believe his luck, and just sidesteps it, puts it home past a stranded Chamberlain.
So what makes a girl come to Wolves, the Wolves ground? Do you think there are a lot of girls come to see Wolves play?
Yeah, because they're really good and everything. So yeah.
Well, who are your favourite players?
People.
Now, Mark and Stella, special day for you, your first Wolves game. What made you decide to come to Wolves today?
Well, we managed to get my hands on a couple of free tickets as it happens, like, so I thought it was a good game to come to, and well, just come.
And you, Stella, are you both local?
From Shrewsbury.
So you've travelled a little bit.
Yeah.
But having said that, will you be gunning for Wolves today?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. We're going in the near the Jack Haywood stand, so it should be good.
If you live in Wolverhampton, you can't but support the Wolves.
Well, Stockport were one of the real surprise teams last year, weren't they? They got promotion, and they did a lot better than I think people expected.
Yeah, I think they did terrifically well. I mean, I think in many ways they were a little bit unfortunate not to go as far as the playoffs, because I think for most of the season they showed that sort of form. They beat all sorts of teams, not just the teams at the bottom, they beat teams at the top as well. Obviously they would hope to carry that into this season. I think it's been a bit of a mixed start for them, but you know, there's no doubt about it. They'll enjoy coming here. They beat us last season up there. It'll be a very difficult game.
Wolves took their 100% league record into a straightforward enough looking fixture against Stockport County and started well after a superb cross by Steve Froggatt struck the bar and Dean Richards made no mistake from close in. Half an hour later, Wolves went further ahead through a 25-yard screamer from the Spaniard Fernando Gomez. County, though, who had won 4-3 at Molineux early in the year, had a few surprises up their sleeve. A Paul Cook free kick caught the Wolves defence napping, and Brett Angell stole in to score. County's equaliser came 8 minutes into the second half, when Angell scored his second after a low cross from Ian Moore. Result, a frustrating draw that saw off the possibility of recording Wolves' best start to a season since the war, 6 successive league victories in 1949-50. With 5 games and 13 points, Wolves had made a superb start to the season. Manager Mark McGee was only a whisker away from being named Nationwide's Division 1 Manager of the Month, and would have had good reason to feel optimistic about his best start since joining the club. Wolves could rightly feel they had hit unlucky 13 when they took on Port Vale's Valiants, who had escaped relegation by a whisker in May. Wolves had 13 points, and Vale's opening goal in the 13th minute was their first in 470 minutes of football. Peter Beadle's uninterrupted run ending in glory with a 20-yard drive past Mike Stowell. Vale's lead doubled in the 58th minute. Robbie Keane's goal gave Wolves hope, but Vale hung on desperately to record a rare victory and send Wolves to their first league defeat of the season.
We're very disappointed, you know, with a chance to stay at the top of the league, to even maybe possibly go top. We've missed it. We've now got a huge game on Saturday against Sunderland, but we'll look forward to that. We'll take some good things out of this game, and you know, it's a long season, we've said it. Disappointed, but in a sense I'm delighted for John Rudge.
Wolves' first genuine test of talent came with a visit of Stadium Leicesters Sunderland and their giant flock of travelling Geordie fans.
Sorensen with a kick. Sunderland so frustrated about not getting into the Premiership, literally with the last kick of the season. This is Curl. Froggatt. Curl again and Naylor. Wide on the left-hand side. Good-looking deep cross. Comes to Steve Ball! Oh, no! How did he put it over? A relatively easy chance for the Wolves marksman. Blazed high and wide. Curl screaming for it. Another inspirational performance from him. Burst of acceleration there. He's got Naylor on the wide, on the left wide for him. Hits one from long distance. It's the crossbar. Sorensen absolutely beaten. Just needs to move it out, but Muscat got caught out there. This is Johnson, but rushing across. Naylor sorted things out, and now Wolves can break. Keane herring away, Bull getting into a good position here. Froggatt, and Keane might make it! He does! A mistake by Gray. Robbie Keane's 5th of the season. 68 minutes gone, Wolves ahead. Into the 3rd minute of injury time. And Somerville put this one across. Ball with the head. Phillips with the head! Done it! Right at the end. Stowell is furious.
Wolves continued their disappointing month with a lacklustre display against Nationwide 2nd Division Bournemouth in the first leg of their second round Worthington Cup tie at Dean Court. The only highlight being substitute Darren Ferguson's equalising goal for Wolves in his first senior appearance of the season, 7 minutes before the end. Right, Mark, you're a Wolves fan, a season ticket holder. You've come all the way from Reading. Is that a regular journey you make?
Regular journey. Yeah, every home game on a Saturday. Some night games, depending on whether the boss gives me time off work to get up here.
So you are really the true fan. Now, how long have you been making a journey that distance?
Regularly now for about 3 years. Now I've had a settled job. It's been about 3 years now that I've been making this regular trip. Sometimes go by car, but today I've come by train, so I can have a few drinks instead of driving, you see.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, to drown your sorrows at the end or to celebrate?
Hopefully celebrate.
Best we could hope for, in my opinion, would be to scrape the playoff place, and then it's a bit of a lottery from there.
But then you could make it. I mean,
yeah.
Wolves haven't had much luck in the playoffs though over the years, I suppose. So maybe they could change that.
We feel that we definitely deserve a bit of luck, especially in Division 4, going back to the late 80s when we finished 4th. And that was the first season they introduced the playoffs, and we would have automatically gone up, but we lost out to Aldershot, finished 9 points behind us. So I think a lot of Wolves fans certainly believe that the playoffs do owe us one.
Now Wolves came face to face with fellow rivals for top spot Huddersfield Town. Paul Dalton put the Terriers ahead on 19 minutes, but from then on it was an even struggle. Wolves looked like a deserved equaliser in the second minute of injury time when Robbie Keane struck his 7th of the season. But Ben Thornley confounded the fourth official's timekeeping reputation with a winner in the 95th minute of the game. 4 points kept Bournemouth from the second division playoffs last season. This year, the margin between the Cherries and Wolves looked even slimmer at Molineux, as the Dorset side stunned Mark McGee's men with a smash-and-grab raid that Thelma and Louise would have been proud of.
Curl getting in a bit of a quandary then, Emblem. This has the ball taken off him by O'Neill. Hughes. Steen! He's in good space, and he scores! Bournemouth ahead. Mark Steen. That's a better ball to Muscat. Connolly. No way through at the moment. Back to Muscat. They're cramming into the box now. This is Keane! 1-1. Robbie Keane. Tyndall to put the pressure on again. Richards, but he's only getting out as far as Young. Bournemouth pressing now. It's difficult to see which side are in the nationwide first. Steen! He's done it again!
From early season 4 wins on the trot table toppers to 6 games without a win strugglers was a drop in form that even the most cynical of Wolves fans would have found difficult to explain. Could lowly Bury, who had just drawn Manchester United in the Worthington Cup, provide the kind of opposition to stop the rot?
Just those 2 defeats, really, that have spoiled things for Wolves when the season was looking so good. Still plenty in the offing. Connolly. Cross comes in. Will come through the ball! Oh, Steve Ball, 5 goals this season. Looking for number 6. Well over. Makes so much of the game, and again in this sort of position, this is Keane. And a bit wayward there. Got into a good position. Ball. Connolly. Come through the ball. Keane! It's set up nicely for him. Then he miscued. Sedgley. Steve Ball. Oh, a great save by Keeley. He hit it beautifully cleanly, but Keeley was equal to it. Gomez. Muscat. Lovely cross. Steve Ball. Oh, what a finish, and that is goal number 6.
Despite a welcome 3 points, things were still clearly not yet right in Waterloo Road. and Steve Froggatt left Wolves after much speculation about his future to go cross-country to Premiership Coventry City for £1.9 million. Problems were further evidenced by what happened 3 days later when managerless and away winless QPR came to Molineux.
Get themselves in this position, having been a Premiership side for so long. Feeds one in. It'll be Naylor to clear. Oh, it's run loose! And Sherritt's put it in after just 75 seconds. What a disaster! Stowell has gone berserk. One of the most ridiculous goals you'll probably see scored here. Gallen. Lovely cross. It'll be Sherritt again. 9 minutes. He's got 2, and QPR are 2 ahead. What went wrong? An argument here. It's a substitute Goose going across to take the corner. And they're all up there. Foley! He's done it! Quarter of an hour left. Wolves are back in it. And it's Foley who's done it. Dominic Foley, first goal of the season.
Thanks to the defeat by QPR, Wolves finished the month in a reverse of the position they'd found themselves in at the end of August. Calls for McGee's resignation had been heard at the Bournemouth and QPR games, and the dour Scot knew it would take a similarly dramatic reversal in the club's fortunes to safeguard his position. Wolves began October with an invigorating but ultimately wasteful performance away to Crewe Alexandra. Wolves subsequently took on Portsmouth, a struggling side who hadn't won in 5 games, and in a desperately poor game, the only goal was scored from the penalty spot in the 66th minute by Alan McLaughlin, after Wolves skipper Keith Curle was adjudged to have tripped ex-Leicester favourite Steve Claridge. To make matters worse, Curle had already been booked, and once he was sent off, it was all over for Wolves. Could things get any worse? Just 3 days later, they did. At revitalised Crystal Palace, Terry Venable's men were in high spirits after thrashing Norwich and went ahead on 39 minutes when Craig Moore fired in from close range. Although Mike Stowell saved an Attilo Lombardo spot kick in the second half, Sagi Burton headed home from the resultant corner. Steve Sedgley reduced the arrears 11 minutes later, but 7 minutes before the end, substitute Sasa Krčić restored Palace's 2-goal advantage with a powerful 20-yard free kick. Sedgley scored his second of the game 2 minutes later, but Palace just held on to send Wolves home pointless for the second away game in a row. Just 1 win in 11 games was the kind of form that only relegation candidates understand, but these were Wolves' statistics going into the home game against Grimsby Town, who hadn't been beaten in 8 games. Facing their lowest gate for 5 years of 18,480, anything other than victory would have been suicide.
Such a superb start to the season, but it all turned sour on that Queen's Park Rangers game, and that's a foul. 20 minutes gone. Wolves 0, Grimsby 0. Free kick here, which Gilt's coming across to take. He's got Gomez with him, and Gomez turned his back. Robinson. Oh, that's a terrific shot off the post. And it's in there by Foley! What an opportunist goal by the Irishman! A lovely finish. He's delighted. Scored as a substitute from a corner, and now that's his second for Wolves. Curl putting this free kick down, not letting Robinson take it. Steering it right-footed to the far post. Oh, that must be a penalty. Mark Lever it was. He pulled over Robinson, and Curl. Well, he's missed one. He's scored two. This is his third. 36 minutes gone, and Curl puts Wolves 2 in the lead and gives them the cushion they need. Corica. Foley. Oh, nearly went all the way. Foley got up, and Davison let it go right through. And nothing to show for a good 88 minutes of toil. That was good from Groves. And here he turns, a right-footed, a lovely save by Stow. Got his hand up, pushed that one onto the post. Groves desperately unlucky.
Some respite finally for Wolves and manager Mark McGee, but Barnsley, returning from a swift season in the top flight, were ready to prove that their promotion aspirations were genuine.
Michael Wiltz would take the throw. Oh, that looked like hands, and the referee's given a penalty. Now, who will take it? Keith Curl is suspended. Muscat's coming up. I think he's decided who's taking it. What a chance for Wolves. 5 minutes gone. Yet another penalty. Oh, beautifully taken. Muscat put it away like he's been taking them all his life. Kevin Muscat. This is Ward. Such a handful. Oh, that's a dodgy challenge by Eblin. It's going to be a penalty. And Barnsley, great chance to equalise. Ward, he won it. He puts it away. 1-1.
Had Wolves been able to turn a point into 3 against Barnsley, it might have given Mark McGee a fighting chance. But just 8 weeks after almost winning Nationwide's First Division Manager of the Month, the future of the Wolves boss looked doubtful as his Wolves team seemed again to have snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. Wolves travelled to Ipswich a few days later to face England under-21 keeper Richard Wright at an improved Ipswich Town outfit who went ahead on 17 minutes from the feet of James Scowcroft. Wolves had a lot of the play, but surrendered yet again to an injury-time goal, scored this time by Mickey Stockwell with a stooping header. After the 2-0 defeat at Ipswich came a bonfire night that Mark McGee wouldn't forget for a while, with some unexpected indoor fireworks and a boardroom verdict of overstayed welcome. Colin Lee was placed in charge as caretaker manager as Wolves faced a tricky away game at Bristol City's Ashton Gate.
Curl. Kane Whittingham makes himself available, feeds it to Muscat. Whittingham fires it in. Hutchins defends well. Gomez finds Osborne. Right-footed, played in. Oh, Scott Murray needed to get a touch on that. Eventually it's Tony Thorpe who plays it up towards Anderson. Anderson threw it out of it though. It's fallen to Tony Thorpe, who's made good progress to get up there, having originally completed the clearance, edge of the Wolves penalty area. Bell fired in, Hutchins is up there, Hutchins with a chance, just looks to work into a yard or two of space. That's an absolutely wonderful finish by Carl Hutchins, and just look at Benny Johnson, absolutely delighted. Good ball in by Mickey Bell, and I thought the chance just momentarily had gone for him, Jamie.
Well, that was a South American spin from our man Hutchins, and I thought he was actually going to lay it off, but took the opportunity of having a pop. And at the end of the day, the more shots you're going to get, the more goals you're going to score.
Play from Gomez and Corica. It's found its way through to Osborne. Osborne's cross. Whittingham! Well, it didn't take long for Wolves to get that equaliser. And it's come courtesy of Guy Whittingham. And once again, Jamie, City's defensive frailties showed up fairly clearly.
Yeah, 20 minutes gone. And really, it's been a case, in the old days, I used to say, I'd like to see City get one more goal to be comfortable in this first half. But realistically, the way we've defended, you've got to say, I'd like to see City get, 3 or 4 before being comfortable. So another lapse in defence. And a good finish from Guy Whittingham, but really City should never have let him get in there in the first place.
Osborne played into Connolly. Connolly takes on Shale. He's got a chance to shoot. And David Connolly makes it 2-1 Wolves. Well, I think the silence says it all there, Jamie. Absolutely speechless. City given a free kick away. It was maybe a tad unfortunate from Greg Goodrich. In a matter of seconds, we're 2-1 behind. Concentration really is something that's got to be addressed.
Well, I thought it had been driven out of football, but there's been some ugly scenes here where the pigs, who I think have now been ejected from the ground, got involved in rather a fracas with the fox. Or is it a wolf? No, I think it's a wolf. And I think the cat stepped in. But thank goodness that's been driven from the terraces. But certainly was an ugly scene.
A couple of chances for City so far. Corica. That's a good ball. So Connolly should make it 3-1, and he does make it 3-1. Carved open once again, Bristol City. And, well, quite simply, punished.
Great ball through. Dave Connolly has got on the end of it, and really, one-on-one with Keith Welsh. Doesn't matter what Keith Welsh did, he spread himself. Not good enough, and it's too late now.
Substitute's not been allowed to get on. They took the time in making the change. It's Carl Robinson waiting to come on as we Naylor swinging in. Whittingham comes all the way through, and there's the fourth. And that's a hat-trick for David Connolly. And well, they can do it with 10 men as well, Jamie.
We found out what the crowd is yet, Steve?
Depressed. So I assume you are now taking, you will take that £80 for spot the crowd and not the 3 points.
Well, I think I got more chance of winning the £80, to be perfectly honest.
Connolly, the chance to make it 5-1, and he does make it 5-1. 4 goals for David Connolly, 5 for Wolverhampton Wanderers, and I think we can sit back and watch Ashley Gate empty, Jamie. Swung in.
Oh, we got 3 against 2 now.
Connolly looking to find Robinson. He shoots and he makes it 6-1.
Colin Lee magnanimously eschewed credit for the Wanderers' glorious away day, but had to be a little less modest when it came to one of Wolves' best performances of the season the following game against an in-form Sheffield United.
This is Trianos Delis. Bobokis, good position here, got plenty of space. Stewart, oh what a header and what a goal! Sheffield United ahead on 44 minutes. The continuing problem for Colin Lee. He's got no Robbie Keane and no Steve Bull, and still fashions a 6-1 win. It's a problem for him and continues to be. Corica, they just have to do something about it. It is the strength of the squad at times like these. It's Whittingham, Guy Whittingham. Oh, lovely goal, Connolly! Great opportunist finish in the 6-yard box. It's the equaliser for Wolves, and isn't he excited about it? You say a man scores 5 goals in 2 games. It's like a man possessed. Corica. Neat ball out to the right. Wolves building now. Robinson. Nice touch. Rocking it around nicely now. Osborne. Corica. Will come to Robinson. A lovely finish. And it's Connolly and Robinson again. 2-1. Wolves in front. 55 minutes gone. And yet they have always been looking within reach of that Premiership position. Bobokis here as they push forward again. Sheffield United. Wolves desperately hanging on. This is Marker. He won the ball back well there. Quinn. Teasing his way around. It's a lovely looking cross. Oh, great header, Woodhouse. Brilliant save, Stowell.
A furious, hard-fought game at Carrow Road saw Colin Lee's Wolves side almost make it 3 wins in 3. After Norwich's captain Matthew Jackson was sent off for allegedly stamping on Lee Naylor, things looked promising for Wolves. The best chance in the game fell to Steve Corica, who steered his shot wide after an excellent through ball by Simon Osborne. 3 games undefeated and 8 goals. Just the start Colin Lee wanted. But perhaps his position would become permanent if his Wolves side could produce something special in the Midlands derby against Birmingham.
And of course, Trevor Francis' men play such attractive football. It's Whittingham losing out there. Furlong. Good ball. Gary Rowett. Furlong's continued his run. This is Furlong. Oh, lovely finish. Birmingham steal the lead. Flat-footed defence. Cool. They're behind so long. Oh, Naylor's got through here. Oh, that's a brilliant goal. He went past McCarthy and Pearce. And what a goal for your first goal of the season. It was a wonderful finish. And didn't he flick it through brilliantly? And so, behind for so much of the game. Now the possibility, the real possibility that they could win it. Richards. Lovely chip through. Keane. Robinson! Oh, what a goal! It's his 3rd for Wolves, and the sub Keane set him up. And Colin Lee's men are on fire. It's 2-1. To have turned it round. Just get the feeling that earlier in the season the heads would have gone down, but now an opportunity for Connolly. Certainly not for lack of effort, pushing his way through, but in the end the numbers beat him, and Charlton it was who got it away. Furlong. Birmingham looking for the equaliser with every reason to believe they can do it. Just depends how Colin Lee's men can organise themselves in defence. Sedgley and Curl putting out those orders, but a great hoof and the ball's away. Connolly is, he'll chase it. He's got Robinson with him. This is Robinson. He's done it again. Robinson's second of the game. It's a lovely flick from Connolly, but look at this for a confident finish. And it's 3 for Wolves.
So Colin Lee hung on, and at the end of the week, the Wolves board met to announce that he had indeed got the full-time manager's position till the end of the season. A perfect opportunity to enhance his reputation with the fans in the cutthroat Midlands derby with West Brom. But sadly, it wasn't to be. Goals by Kilbane and Murphy saw off the Wolves challenge after just 60 minutes. A better month saw Wolves returning to within striking distance of a playoff place and a stability in the manager's seat after a welter month of rumour and uncertainty. Despite defeat at the Baggies, Colin Lee's team had secured their best run of form since the opening games of the season and ended the month in 8th position. As the run into Christmas approached, 3 points were desperately needed from the visit of Bolton, but the Lancashire side were on a terrific run of form.
Johansson looking up and down the touchline, can't find his man Robinson. Robinson again. Well, just pushed it too long, be a Wolves throw. It's been a mark of the game, really. Sedgley takes that curl. There's so much promise to the last third of the field. Bolton have lost the edge there, having handed out 4-0 thrashing to Berry. Osborne. Sedgley again. Good looking cross. Sellers. Now Bolton has some space. Johansson. The cross comes in. Oh, it's Taylor! He's got in there! And Bolton are ahead to a stunned, silent Molyneux. Muscat took that neatly from Robinson. Osborne. Some nice play, and this is a mark of Lee's side. They keep possession. Naylor. Good looking cross. Will come to Richards. And a right scramble in the Bolton defence. Sellers it was who got it away for a corner. Wolves pile on the pressure again. Oh, and it's up in the air. It's anybody's ball. Emblem! He's bundled it over the line! And Wolves have equalised. Emblem just come on as a substitute.
When you look back and analyse the game, I think Bolton were there for the taking really today, but we weren't able to get our game going really. Our passing was disappointing, most certainly the first half, and it was one of them games where, to be fair, you analyse both teams and they look very lethargic, all the players today. I don't know why. Sometimes you get games like that, but disappointing that we didn't get the 3 points. But I suppose in the end you're pleased that you got the point, having gone 1-0 down.
Tell me about Wolves' season so far. You think it's been a good season for Wolves?
It's been good since Colin Lee got the job. When he took over caretaker, there wasn't any passion under McGee, but now he's installed that, and it's got a lot better.
What are your thoughts on Colin Lee as a manager for Wolves?
I think it's an excellent choice. I think give the chap a chance. I think he's got the team playing the right way, and it's interesting to see how he will do. I think since he took over, they've been a different team. I seem to enjoy playing for him.
So you think it's a case of having the respect of the players?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they all seem to want to play for him, and they seem to have improved spirit with Colin Lee in charge.
A second successive home match brought Norwich City to Molineux. Another promotion-seeking team with ambitions. It seemed there were going to be no more pushover teams for Colin Lee's men in gold and black.
Long clearance out to Bellamy. He gets it back again. Adams has made a run for him. This is Marshall. Oh, bundle over there, and it's a penalty. Neil Adams, Norwich in front. Really never looked particularly in trouble. Bellamy again. It's a lovely ball out to Marshall. And going for the byline. She's lost Richards. Oh, it's in. It's Roberts, and it's 2 Norwich. A different kettle of fish since Connolly has come on. That's a lovely deep cross. Michael Giltz, Emblin, great save. Keane, he's pulled one back with 5 minutes to go. With Robbie Keane, you always know anything can happen. Corica. Out wide again to Connolly. What a great game he's had. Another good-looking cross.
There are less and less Wolves fans each year at Molineux who can claim strong memories of the heady old First Division days. Colin Lee has a dream to return to that division, a dream to take his mighty Wolves back to the glory days of Dugan, Bailey and Richards, to bring the howling back to the sleeping giants of the West Midlands. Having enjoyed their best start to a season since 1969, Wolves fans might have reasonably expected to have been at the top of the table by Christmas, but it wasn't to be. A poor run of form led to the bonfire night sacking of Mark McGee, followed by a few sparkling weeks of caretaker manager Colin Lee's team re-establishing themselves. But once he got the job, the results declined again. Towards the end of December, successive defeats against Bradford City and Swindon Town left Wolves with a mountain to climb.
Tries a shot, blocked, chance to Blake. Yeah! 1-0! Robbie Blake! Game's still on, game's still on. Blake now. Pulls it back, Mills! Yes! Yes! 1-0, 2-1 rather. Keane. Well, it was so cool in the end. 1-0. Wake up, Keith.
Taylor has come forward. Honora's there. Walters with a kick. Honora's header! Swindon Town have won it. And Ife Honora with the golden goal as far as they're concerned. 2 minutes into stoppage time. And it's a 3-point present for Jimmy Quinn and the Swindon Town players and fans.
It's the complicated thing, you know, when they've took all the old fluid out and put like a glucose oily stuff in there, stop the bones rub together. It's a bit like a service in a way for your car. You take the old oil out and put the new oil in. You know what I mean? Hopefully this will work, and you know, I'll give it 10 days rest now and then start working out after that. I'll take a punch in the face, you know, I'll get to let somebody kick me anywhere, whatever. But needles I just don't like, you know, and it's one of them things like that. Squinch and just shut my eyes and get it done. But you know, and it's all done now out the way, so hopefully touch wood, it'll come in all good stead.
The first ascent on First Division promotion came in the shape of Division 1's in-form team Ipswich Town, in a second half loaded with incident.
Stow with another of those deep kicks. It's a good flick on. Nice touch from Whittingham. Nystrov's got into a good position here. Thetis just came across at the key point. It's his first game for Wolves, first start, and he really got into a good position there. Wolves need to put pressure on Ipswich. 3 points would be today. Good looking corner, it's deep. Richards goes up, turn in there, Emblem, and somehow Atkins put it wide. How did he put that one wide? It really looked to just really need to blow on it and it would have gone in. Well, Atkins, it's only his 5th start of the season. Good header from Richards. Emlyn helped it on, but Atkins, well, should have scored. It's a long clearance, it's come through to Jilks. If he can get a crossing, there could be a problem here. It's up the far post, and Nyström found his shot turned away by Venus, the ex-Wolves player for Ipswich, got the block at the key point. And now it's just a matter of continuing to pile this pressure on. Nyström will take the corner himself, hits it low, hit out there, this is Gomez! Oh, he's hit the crossbar! It's come back into play, headed out there by Kennedy. And what a fantastic effort, really curling in, struck right bar. Didn't know where it was. Ball out from Holland, out to Venus. Inside to Holster. Clapham, left-hand side, Ipswich pushing forward now. Clapham turns one in. Jilks has got to get this one away. Thetis. Thetis again. Abu's in a little bit of space here. It's a good ball through to Thetis. Good stop from Stow. Got down well. Good move from Ipswich. A good save. Thetis, if he can turn. Emblen sticking with him. And he has the throw. I don't think Thetis can have any complaints there. Jilks will take it. Gomez. Muscat. Oh, what a goal by Muscat! Unbelievable shot in the 88th minute. You will never see such a beautifully hit shot as this one, and it could be 3 points for Wolves. What a goal!
I've come in the car with Colin before the game at about 10:30, and we've had to change the team 2 or 3 times on the distance from across the other side of the motorway. And when we've got here, we've obviously found a couple of other little problems with Michael Jilts, and Muscat's been ill yesterday and missed the game on Saturday. We've lost Robbie Keane on the morning. David Connolly's not fit, so all of a sudden the strike force from Saturday's not there, and we've had to move things around. Not only that, but change the shape of the side and really throw that at the players an hour and a half before the game, and do a talking, which you hope can get some information through, and then put a lot of relying on the players there. And I think they've done exceptionally well. They've done brilliant to perform the way that they've done today and come out with a win.
The ground is very compact, and so it's louder, and it's very nice to play when you play home.
One of those things, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's a 2-yarder or, Stowley would have scored. It's just another 3 points, and it's a little bit of a push for us in the right direction. That was a little private joke that I'd like to keep amongst the boys. Obviously, I don't want to hurt anyone, so I just keep it amongst the boys.
Yeah.
Despite the victory, promotion looked only a distant dream at the end of 1998. Costly away errors and inconsistency after an excellent season start still worried Colin Lee, and the early games in the new year would prove crucial to expectations at Molineux. Wolves had ended the year with a win to restore confidence, but clearly needed to do something about their away form. Their FA Cup third-round tie against fellow promotion chasers Bolton would give them the perfect opportunity to address the problem.
Predictions today's score? 4-0.
Gomez just looked up and he's found Keane, and the flag stays down. Robbie Keane. And it's an early FA Cup piece of glory for Robbie Keane. 9 minutes. Wolves ahead. Beautiful ball from Gomez. Battling through here, but Cox makes the interception. Now Johansson's in space for Bolton. Holdsworth just over the bar. Stow, well, he looked like he might have got it. Taken quickly. Sellers curls one in. It's gone in! Scott Sellers equalises for Bolton. Bit of a fluke. Atkins looking to turn one in. Robinson gets up there. It'll come to Jilks. Keane! Keane stolen in the 6-yard box, and Wolves are ahead yet again. Sellers not giving up the ghost on this one. Neil Cox might try something from long distance. Stow got down well as the Bolton bell rings in. Taylor, lovely through ball. Franson! The fingertips of Stow keep Bolton out yet again.
A top tie in round 4 of the FA Cup was Colin Lee's reward for the excellent Reebok Stadium victory. But a trip to Tranmere was the next league challenge, and it was to prove yet another fruitful journey away from home.
And he's given it away, his kick, it's gone straight to Keane. And doesn't he make coin pay? In the opening 40 seconds of the contest, Robbie Keane scores against Tranmere again. Well, Rob, you have to say here, yes, it's a goalkeeping mistake, but Magriel, Santos, Challoner all expecting the goalkeeper to boom one up. Look at that, Keane, 10 yards in front of the 3 of them. Through one-on-one, and doesn't he do it well? Big Challoner's nearest to him, can't get anywhere near him, right foot, cool as a cucumber. John Aldridge style just tucks it past the unfortunate Danny Coyne. 1-0. Emblin's header away. This is Corica, Robinson. And now Jilts just breathing down the neck of Graham Allen. Kevin Muscat. Number 4 is Fernando Gomez. Atkins. Nistroy. Keane waiting in the box, but it's beyond him. Fernando Gomez, 2-0! And the Spaniard who scored a stunning volley against Stockport earlier in the season Does it again here at Prenton Park. Well, when Nisroy puts this ball in, I think, what's he doing? Because it's only Robbie Keane. Irons is back there. Doesn't realise his time he's got. But what a sweetly shot struck. Right in between the legs of Santos. Irons had no need. Keeps it low. Look at Santos. Right between the legs. Coyne, no chance. And Wolves, patient football. 19-20 yards. Fernando Gomez puts them to her. And I just wonder, does Irons fancy a strike from here, Rob? Top goal scorer. It's got to be a good strike to beat the keeper from there. There's plenty of physical tussling going on as Irons kills it right through. And I think it came off maybe Keith Currell. It was a good ball. Any sort of touch towards goal gives Mike Stow problems. I think Currell was the one who just got a touch and delighted to see it go wide. And we see Enon coming in behind Currell. A little touch at the far post. And Stow's happy to concede the corner. Alan Mann with a corner. Santos was in there. And he's pulled Tranmere a goal back. Well, I did say, Rob, set pieces. Maybe Tranmere's best opportunity. It was almost a delayed reaction. People didn't believe the ball was in the net. But Santos somehow squeezes it in between Stowell and his near post. Climbs above everyone. Good flick. 2-1, Tranmere back in it. Bad goal for Wolves to get away, but a powerful header. Near post, and Tranmere back in the match.
Back into the top 10 in the First Division, Wolves faced ex-manager Graham Taylor once again, enjoying a run of form that had seen his Watford side defeated only once in 14 league games. Making his debut for Wolves was goalscorer supreme Harvard Flo from German side Werder Bremen, but Flo was unable to get on the score sheet in a hard-fought match. Peter Kennedy tested Mike Stow early on with a rasping drive, and then Carl Robinson hooked over after a brilliant piece of skill by Robbie Keane. In the end, it was Wolves who were glad to grab a point, as Stow saved from Noel Williams' low drive in the dying seconds. 2 points and a league place dropped, so an FA Cup tie with Arsenal became a real confidence challenge. Could Wolves raise their game against the cup holders and at the same time show they were worthy of Premiership status? We needn't have worried. This was no sacrificial lamb that ran out in front of the season's top home gate, 27,511. It was to prove a classic cup tie that would stay in the memory long after the final whistle had gone.
Pick that one up, Overmars. Cut out by Osborne. Osborne gets it back from Flo, and Keane was lurking behind Adams. Overmars. He's got Anelka down this left-hand side. Might try something from this position. No one's closed him down. Oh! What a goal! Overmars has silenced the Wolves fans, and the Wolves defence held off him as he went right. A little space opened up for him. The beautiful finish past Stow to put Arsenal ahead on 10 minutes. Mark Overmars, his sixth goal of the season. Keane, beautiful flick through the legs of Winterburn, but Petit again on him. Harvard Flo has really looked the part today for Wolves. One of the few men who's been throwing himself into every single tackle. Of course, Wolves there looking for revenge, knocked out of the FA Cup semi-final last season. They had such a good run up to Ellen Road and won. They fancied their chances today, but they're a goal behind at home to Arsenal at the moment, with 35 minutes of the game gone. Delicate chip in. Oh, it could be a chance. Here's a goal for Wolves! And Harvard Flo, the man most likely to score, headed in that cross, and Molyneux's come alive. 35 minutes gone, and a goal out of nothing. And it was a wonderful cross Muscat, a brilliant header. Manninger was absolutely nowhere. It's one that Foe will jump for, looked like a hand. Wonderful skills from Keane. Jukes. Muscat. Here's an opportunity, perhaps. He's done it in the post! Oh, how unlucky can you get? It could have been 2 for Flo. He did everything right. And Manninger just purely a passenger there. Had to watch. Surely fouled, but referee says no. And now a chance for Overmars to get a second. How often has Mike Stow comes to Wolves' rescue? Well, it happened again there. Keane felt he'd been fouled by Anelka, and Anelka put Overmars free on the left-hand side with Curl calling for cover. A great shot from Overmars, but a wonderful save from Mike Stow. Great save. Arsenal's corner comes in. Cleared away, just out to Bergkamp, it's gone in! A soft goal. And somehow the ball squeezed past. Would you believe it, 69 minutes, and it's taken a deflection off a Wolves defender. I dare say Bergkamp will claim the goal himself, but a complete fluke. As the ball comes in, no danger of that going anywhere, but I think it was Robinson.
Disappointed but with pride and reputations intact, Lee's men ended the month with a journey up to Stockport. It was an excellent away performance by the Wolves, Dean Richards opening their account with a well-directed header on 54 minutes. Stockport, though, were level 2 minutes later when Flynn's long throw found Brett Angel, who beat Stow with a looping header for his 16th goal of the season. It was Wolves who took the points, however, a quarter of an hour before the end, when Robinson's shot ricocheted off Flynn to take Wolves up to 9th in the First Division. Wolves were back in the top 10 for the rest of the season, as it turned out, but there were still questions being asked about form and dropping unnecessary points. Wolves had turned Oxford over at the Manor Ground back in August to go top of the league, and even the cynics conceded that this next game should provide a platform for a set of February victories.
Predictions today's score? 4-0.
One of the most reliable keepers in the Nationwide First Division. He's going towards a personal milestone as a Wolves keeper. That was a good clearance. Gilchrist, great. Oh, that's a terrible back pass, and Robinson could be in here, surely. He was pushed by Gilchrist, but the referee, well, it's going to be indirect. Like it should have been a penalty. Osborne, and Keane's in space here. It's a great ball from Osborne. Keane, if he can turn, he's done it. Robbie Keane, it's his 15th of the season, and Powell did everything he could to keep it out, but he couldn't. 15 goals for Robbie Keane. He kept his head and finished beautifully. All turned in there again. Francis, if he can get on this. Murphy, he might set out Windass, and Windass has scored his 16th, and Oxford are level just 3 minutes after Keane scored. Stow furious, no cover.
Not a great result, but another goal for Robbie Keane, his 15th of the season, and a chance to wipe out any disappointment by shrugging off Port Vale the following week, against whom Paul Simpson was making his first appearance of the season. And it didn't take him too long to make his presence felt.
Opportunity to test Musselwhite with a long cross. Comes through to Simpson. Oh, it's a lovely finish! His first start for Wolves, he could have been on loan to Port Vale, and he's put him ahead on 2 minutes. Bit of a gift there for Tankard. This is Bogey, left-footed. Oh, it's crept under Stow, and Port Vale are level. A disastrous goal. Stow not happy with that at all. Just looking to put Sedgley in here. Good-looking, long, left-footed ball through to Keane. Keane, he's round Gardner and he's put it past Musselwhite. And look at this, leading Gardner a merry dance. Puts through his 16th of the season, Robbie Keane. Emblem. Get through here, it's come through to Connolly. And a great save by Musselwhite, needed to be. Keane teasing Gardner yet again. Oh, he's through now into the area and Gardner's pulled him down. And all through this afternoon, really, this man has been suffering, and Gardner is, well, he's going to be booked for this, and not surprisingly, Curl's got a chance to make it 3-1 in the last minute. Opportunity to make it safe for Wolves. On the 13th. Oh, he puts it in just off the post. Curl has a perfect penalty, and Wolves 3-1, and it's safe now.
I didn't actually realise it was that soon. I thought it was after about 5 or 10 minutes. It shows how quick the game was to start with, because I felt as though I'd been on there for a while. But I was pleased to get the chance. It was a good ball in from the right-hand side, and we'd been working in training with John Ward, the wide player getting in at the far post. So I took up that position and had a first touch on it and decided just to have a go. I mean, if you don't have a shot, you ain't going to score. So I swung my left leg at it, and luckily it went in off the far post.
Though he didn't know it then, that was, incredibly, to be Robbie Keane's final goal of the campaign. But Wolves were now 7th and beginning to climb up the table again. And could Wolves survive in the Premiership, do you think, if they make it there?
Well, I think they could. I mean, we've got Jack Haywood, and I'm sure he'd pump a bit of money into the club, and we've got the ground and everything here, so I think we could definitely survive.
What are your thoughts on the trip up to Old Trafford?
It'll be all right if we can get a ticket.
Sunderland were taking no prisoners in a season that had already seen them race to the top of the table with a solid lead over their nearest rivals. It clearly wasn't going to be easy for Wolves in front of a 41,500 crowd that brought back heady memories of days in the top flight.
Quinn just knocking it down for Johnston, who's through the middle here. Johnston with a great chance, and he's put it away as well. And Sunderland have got the lead, just under 10 minutes gone. And Alan Johnson gets his first goal for 3.5 months. This is Robbie Keane. Oh, well held, Thomas Sorensen. Simpson now. Keane is away through the middle, this bounce is important. Melville well underneath that one. Ball thundering into his challenge, but it's still Wolves knocking the ball about with some pace. Melville, that's going to be a goal, and real confusion there at the heart of the Sunderland defence, and Andy Melville has put through his own goal then. It was a good ball forward in the first place, and Melville was more than conscious of the man on his shoulder. Keane's run over the top of the defender, always a difficult ball, and stretched out and just got the touch that knocked it away. Pushing and shoving there by Flo. Oh, it needed a good block. And it's in. No, the referee's disallowed it. Robbie Keane's header cancelled there. The referee absolutely surrounded by protesting Wolves players. I cannot understand that. Keane is furious. And the referee, Phil Richards, indicating it was for the push down there. Just enough room for the cross. Stow's punch comes to Summerby. The Wolves not out of jail yet. Clark. Butler, so close. Just 1 minute of stoppage time to be added on. And we're into that final 60 seconds now. Melville knocks it into the middle, but it was away by Flo. Somebody's got another chance to get one last ditch dangerous ball in. That's a really decent one to fight for. Phillips is up there. Gray turning it into the middle. Quinn trying to reach it. Only half clear. Clark needs to hit it. Looking for the room for the shot, but the ranks closed in front of him. Now it's Summerby. Absolutely storming finish. Ball is there, and it's Johnston, and it's into the middle, and it's Quinn, and it's there. And Sunderland have grabbed it. Peter Reid is absolutely ecstatic about that. And it's the big man Niall Quinn who has pounced in stoppage time.
Wolves are still losing points in key games to late goals, but a late defeat at the Stadium of Light was nothing compared with what happened in the last game in February at home to Huddersfield.
This is why they were up at the top of the division for so long. Early on in the season, of course. Osborne. Good header. Keane. He's round Basin. Right across the goal. Richards has gone back to turn it for Robinson. Oh, brilliant goal by Carl Robinson. A real acute angle. Didn't he finish brilliantly? Never letting the heads go down. Curl. Good header out, but not away yet for Wolves. Gray with the header. And Huddersfield are level. Crept in at the post. Osborne getting away here. Gray, oh, he's put it in his own net. Oh no, just 5 minutes after putting Huddersfield level, he's put Wolves back in front. And a teasing cross as it was by Simon Osborne. Gray trying to put it clear, puts it in his own net. Just hanging on there, and the 3 points will be there, and that's so important. Allison, Edwards, a little back flick, Hamilton, and they've stolen it. Huddersfield, an equaliser in the last minute.
Regardless of what anyone else may say or think, there's a clutch of teams still in there for maybe 3 places available, and we're one of those clubs. We know what our targets are. We've got to take each game as it comes, and obviously disappointing today, but it's a point gained. That's how we've got to look at it. We're at Bury, and we've got to look for 3 points there. It's as simple as that, really. Yeah.
7th was still 2 places better than Wolves had finished the previous month, but it was still ultimately outside the playoff zone. Over 100,000 people had watched Wolves in just 4 February games, but late goals had cost them 3 valuable points, a situation that the club could well be ruining by the end of the season.
No, they're having a bit of a rough time. I mean, sort of new managers come in and they got a few decent results at the start of that run there. But they're still struggling a little bit down towards the end, the bottom of the division. So they'll be looking to pick up 3 points.
First March fixture saw Wolves travelling to the only side that had beaten them at home in the league that season. It was the beginning of a brilliant month, and Wolves finally started to turn things around. And this time, they were the ones putting in the late goals.
Ball in there, and Jilts just went flying at Steiner. This is Curl trying to just get a tap in. This is Kulpsar. It's one left-footed. It's just wide of Stow's right-hand post. A wonderful effort. So visits to the capital can always bring points for Wolves. A good jump there. Looked like a fist there from Carl Reddy. But Reddy's already been booked. He could be in trouble here. Only 56 minutes gone. He is in trouble and he's off. The Rangers already down to 10 men, most of the second half still to play, and Harvard Flo it was who took the bashing. But Carl Reddy has an early bath. Need to make this extra number count. This is Tim Breaker. Turning over to the wing, this is Leon Jan. Atkins was holding hands with him there. Oh, he could be in trouble, Atkins. He is in trouble, he's off too. So Wolves have to play with 10 men for 7 minutes. Maybe won't make this count. There's a tap on the back of Jan's ankles, and Atkins is off. Rangers have a free kick. Taken quickly to Jan. But interception now. Wolves can come away. Corica's wide on this left-hand side. Plenty of space for him. Flo turns it onto the left wing. If Gilks can get in a good cross, he can. Sedgley! And Wolves, down to 10 men just 30 seconds ago, have gone in front. Gilks cross, Sedgley, a wonderful far post header, and Wolves ahead with 6 minutes to go. What a timely goal.
You've got this impression of a board of directors who you only see sometimes at matches, sometimes on tours, and you don't really know what they do. In fact, you wonder whether they do anything. So
you now know they're busy men, don't you?
Well, some of them. But what was nice was obviously seeing the other side, that there are a lot of important decisions that have to be taken in any business, and football's no difference. The majority of people obviously look to the match 90 minutes on a Saturday or a Tuesday, but there's a lot goes on behind the scenes, on the finance side, on the commercial side, and I did enjoy getting involved in that.
Did you feel like poacher turned gamekeeper?
Yes, a little bit, but hopefully that the poacher bit of me sort of has helped the gamekeeper side.
No, you're not seeing things. We've actually got the Junior Wolfie outside the main entrance. And what's your name, Junior Wolfie?
Luke Westwood.
Well, I think you can take your top off now. How long have you been supporting Wolves, Luke?
Since I was about 3, really.
So this is the first time, though, that you've seen that they might actually get themselves into the Premiership.
Yeah.
How's the season been for you? What are your favourite games this year?
Well, the Albion at home was quite a good one, but Bristol City away, that was the best.
The 6-1, yeah? Have you got that on tape?
Yeah, I've got that on tape.
Now, who do you think is going to be the key player today for Wolves? Who are they relying on playing well?
I think Harvard Flo, really. He's got a good strike on him. He's got a powerful shot and he's good, really.
Memories of Colin Lee's first game in charge were rampant as Wolves went into their 35th league game of the season against a Bristol City team facing relegation. This match would be remembered as the day Harvard Flo really began to settle in the Wolves team, scoring his first league goal since joining the club 2 months previously.
Predictions today's score: 4-0.
See more sand in a horse box, I don't think. Simpson back in the Wolves side and making his presence felt. This is Flo! Harvard Flo has scored his first goal in the Nationwide League for Wolves. Great cross from Simpson, but a lovely, spectacular finish by Flo. So Anderson waiting for his men to get there and just curls it round. Mike Stow clattering into the post, but he had it covered. Great shot from Anderson. Phillips throws it out. Kerry. Edwards getting in trouble there. Flo. Atkins looking for Flo. Have to chase this one. Oh no, it could be a disastrous own goal! By Belmar Sabot. Well, Phillips can look dejected. But what an unbelievable own goal. Well, I've seen some peaches, but this one was scored by a real melon. And Wolves have 2 on 53. Can be saying that he was fouled by Curl, but Gilks tied his up brilliantly. Wolves, well, looked like they played their way out of trouble. It looked like a handball by Doherty. Osborne. Now wide out to this man Simpson again. Far post cross. Flo! Oh, what a goal! Wonderful finish. And Harvard Flo, not 1 but 2. 6 minutes to go. It looks like Wolves are safe now. This will be their 7th win in 12 games. Great finish by Flo. Doherty. Torpey! What a save by Stow. Maybe injury time, but he doesn't know it.
Bury away was a stodgy and frustrating affair.
Good stretch there by Luketti, clears the ball. Wolves still in possession with Simpson. Oh, and it's come all the way through, and a great chance for Wolves. And the ball high and wide. Looks like Serrant is looking to bend one round the wall, and he's done that, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. Swung over, difficult for the keeper. And the keeper has done well to claim it at the second attempt. Dawes. Bullock for Hall. And now Billy whips a crossover. Good chance, what a good save by the keeper. Well, Barnes holds his head, but that was a superb save by Mike Stoll. Dawes to DeJeffo, great chance, oh, good save by the keeper. Clear opening there for DeJeffo, and the keeper made a good save.
Colin, are you happy with that point?
I think on reflection to the way the game went, I think, yes, I'm pleased with the point now. You know, I felt we could have got 3 points here before the game, most certainly.
Barnsley were one of the sides who'd forced a rather fortunate draw earlier in the season at Molineux, so Wolves were looking to hit back, which they did in some style.
Came straight down, but really have never looked this season like bouncing straight back to the Premiership. Good header from Richards. Keane. Zowie said, surely Falling's shirt being held. Moses, long ball forward. Zowie again. Van der Laan. Puts one through. Pignet gets the flick from Sharon. Off the post, and it's in! And Richards following up. Put the ball in his own net. But it was a spectacular dipping volley from Craig Hignett. Wide on the right-hand side, and that was what put the Wolves defence under pressure. And really, Richards just following up, there was nothing he could do. Scott Jones and Hignett taking their time over this one. the Bulls' knee will be healed by the time they take this. Blowing a little impatiently. Jones. And it's 2 for Barnsley. 2 in 2 minutes. And it was worth the wait for Jones. The Wolves 2 down. Emblen's head. What a great header and a fabulous cross from Kevin Muscat. A great header. Wolves pull one back. Oh, that kick by Richards gone all the way through the Connolly, and Wolves are level. On 78 minutes. And look at Conley just on as a sub for Keane, surely having his shirt pulled by Dazal, but Wolves are level. Stour, furious kick put on there by Conley. Jukes, Curl, and Wolves haven't given up the possibility of a winner here. Corica's round the keeper. But he couldn't get it in. Very taken quickly. Jukes, that was a poor ball intercepted by Van der Laan. Now Barnsley could get in some trouble here, but Corica pushes forward. Jukes. Richards is making a run. Oh, it's bounced for him. Richards. Can he get a shot in? He can. He scored in the last minute. The man who started the scoring in this game finishes it, and Wolves ahead in injury time.
Well, we obviously changed our pattern of play today, playing 3-5-2. Felt we were playing fairly well and found ourselves 2-0 down. I think we then went on and scored the goal just before half-time, which settled us down a little bit. We were still in the game then. And at half-time we were sure that, you know, if we continue to play and pass and get more efforts going in on their into their 18-yard box, that would give us a good opportunity to get something out of this game.
With the Grimsby match cancelled because of international fixtures, Wolves' last March outing was at home to Crewe, and it was to prove one of the most embarrassingly one-sided games ever seen at Molineux.
Free kick from Lightfoot. Johnson's flick on, but danger away for the moment. Connolly, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, he's already been booked, and he could be going off. And he is. Chris Lightfoot, 13 minutes he's been on the field. Now Wolves break. Good looking move, Flo. Ball coming out, he'll come out to Robinson. 14 minutes gone, and Wolves have already made the number difference count. There was an excellent cross from Flo. A little bit of sporadic defending, and Robinson did the rest. Keaton. Like a good flick on from Jack. Richards. But again, it's breaking down for Crewe. It's a good ball from Robinson. Corica. Sedgley. Touch again to Jukes. Good football now from Wolves. Richards. Good touch from Muscat. Gets it back from Robinson. Lovely approach play. Muscat onto the left foot. Flo! And it's 2 for Wolves. A wonderful move
which featured almost every outfield player, finished by Harvard Flo. Wolves 2 up. One of those long clearances from Stow. Lovely flick on from Flo. Oh, and Connolly goes down again. It's a penalty. Poor David Connolly. He's been hacked and kicked by this cynical Crewe team who've come here for a point. I don't even know they're coming for that. The question is who will take it. It's going to be Muscat in the absence of Keith Curl. Opportunity for Wolves to go 3 up. Beautiful penalty. Kevin Muscat. Still 10 minutes to play. A glorious penalty, and James Brown feels good yet again.
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself pretty much now. I'm happy for me and also for the team that is going so well for us now. I would say this team spirit in the team now is wonderful, and yes, it's going pretty well for us now.
Wolves finished the month deservedly in a playoff place once again in the division, winning 4 of their 5 games and scoring 10 goals in the process. Harvard Flo was settling in well and things were looking good for Colin Lee's men.
Have you travelled a long way?
Well, I have actually.
Of all the 3 of you, or have you met up?
Yeah, from Wales.
Whereabouts in Wales?
Newtown.
So what makes you support Wolves?
It's the best, isn't it?
Wolves continued their excellent form in their first game in April against a belligerent Portsmouth side that featured Wolves' old boy Steve Claridge returning for some punishment from the Boo Boys.
Been fighting relegation for so long now. Wolves, it's a very different story. Igo. Claridge. The not unexpected boos continue. Perrin. Backed over by 2. Oof, dear oh dear. Perrin is going to be booked for that. Very little else he's done so far this half. Claridge is going over to have a word. And he's going to be booked as well, much to the delight of the home fans. It was a terrible tackle by Perrin. Osborne with this corner for Wolves. Curled in near post. Emblem not able to get up there, but it'll come out again to Osborne. Steers it across to Muscat. Right through! Kevin Muscat scores yet again. Well, he got a penalty against Crewe. And now he scored another spectacular goal. There we go again, a good tackle from Gilks. A long ball back from Ferguson. Dorford let it go. Well, Knight's picked that up. That's got to be a free kick. That definitely a pass back, as the referee agrees. Chance here for Wolves. Osborne with Flo. It is just a touch to Flo. Harvard Flo, his 5th for Wolves. It's his 3rd in 5 games. And Wolves 2 to the good on 76 minutes. Just a little touch and Flo hit it cleanly past Alan Knight.
Easter Monday signalled an away trip to Sheffield United and a chance for Wolves to really launch a serious challenge to the others in playoff positions in the division.
Maybe a little touch there by Conway. Put in from Woodhouse. That's a great ball to Muscat. He'll try something from here. What a great save by Kelly. Now it's Sheffield United's turn to break. This is Morris. Drew's left it, and it's Marcelo.
And against the run of play, they've gone ahead. Again from Jukes, a lovely back flick from Emblem, and well, it looked like Corica was bundled over. It was Trebili, but the referee says it was outside the area. Well, he's right. What can Wolves do from this? Osborne might curl one. He has! Osborne, it's his first goal for 8 months. Last time he scored against Oxford away. Wolves are level. What a great time to score.
Are those the genuine article, Hayley? I take it they are. How did you get those signed?
I'm at the training ground.
So you're a Mad Wolves fan too, yeah? And is this the first season you've seen them all the way through? How many years have you followed them?
Since I was about 7.
And who's your favourite player? Right, and do you think he's going to do something today?
Better.
But you local boys?
No. Actually, no, from Essex.
You're from Essex?
Yeah, all the way from Brentwood.
What on earth brings you out here? Shouldn't you be supporting West Ham?
No, not after the result yesterday.
Well, tell us, have you both come all the way from Brentwood, yeah?
Yeah, I picked him up today.
So who started this long distance Wolves following?
My brother, older brother. Yeah, it sort of runs in the family. 10 years older than us, so we sort of followed on with the tradition.
So you've actually personally been following him for what, the last?
Probably about 10 years.
So
10 years.
are you old enough to remember them in the top flight?
No. I started following them when they were in Division 4. So I've seen them go from strength to strength slowly but surely over the last 12, 14 years. Yeah.
A setback at Sheffield perhaps, but the other results had made it a point gained. And Wolves moved up to 5th, their best position since Colin Lee had been permanently given the manager's post. Perhaps Crystal Palace would offer the chance to fire in another promotion-worthy performance.
Predictions today's score? 4-0.
Ball into Connolly. Jilks. All the way by Patrick. Just to Muscat. Tried a shot, Miller fumbled it. And with Emblem and Connolly stealing in on him, he was a very relieved man. Good work from Muscat. A difficult bouncing ball. Miller did well to recover. And Palace survived. Most of the attacks have been launched through the Route 1 approach. It is again a long kick from Stow. Again, comes from the foot of Muscat. Great effort from Robinson. Miller just footed it away. Robinson stole up on the far post, did it well, but Miller was equal to it. Again with the throw. Patrick over his own head, but get the distance on it. Flow setter. Now some pressure here. Corica. Woosley behind him. He's round him. This is Robinson. Oh, I thought he dropped it for a moment, but Miller clutched on. Very relieved man.
The better I play and the more games that I play, the more chance I've got of earning a contract and staying. It's the case of if we get promotion, then I'd like to think I was going to stay. If we don't get promotion, I'd still like to think I was going to stay.
You're happy here?
Yeah, I'm very happy. I've settled in very well. It is a football club that is going to go on to bigger and better things. It's open. I can be here at the right time in the right place.
And who would you pick out as your player of the season?
It's got to be Avard Flow. Definitely Avard Flow.
He seemed to have arrived just at the time that excellent run began.
Yeah, definitely.
But still too many games drawn at the end, really, particularly at home.
We lost a lot in the last couple of minutes, Sunderland, and then at home at Huddersfield. Well, when we was here, we played Huddersfield. We keep letting them in the last couple of minutes, and that's where we're losing the points.
How many women would you say support Wolves? Is it a sign that we're well supported by women?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because when we first used to come, there was hardly any women's toilets.
When was that?
I was 11 when I first came, 97. So like Steve Bull hadn't come here either, so followed him.
So you're a Steve Bull fan.
Yeah.
So if you've been following him that long, you need a bit of a turnaround for your money, don't you? Really, you've been looking for Premiership games.
Definitely.
Not the greatest preparation for the demands of an all-Midlands affair away to high flyers Birmingham, but then this was just the kind of match that Wolves might be able to raise their game for, especially as it was Mike Stowell's 421st appearance for the club, the highest number of games ever played by a Wolves keeper.
Ball forced backwards. Robinson turns away from Hyde, finds Corica, who's having a nice lively game. Emblem is out on the wing. Havard Flo waiting in the centre now for the cross. It's laid back to Corica, and Wolves take the lead in the 13th minute. Beautiful build-up. It involved Corica several times, but Emblem had the vision to see where Corica was running, and he drove the ball past Paul. Corica's first goal since November '96 puts Wolves into the lead. Cadbury has added that much-needed urgency into the Birmingham team since coming on. Robinson trying to do his bit as well, having also come on at the same time. Bradbury. It might be Bradbury here. Oh, it's off the crossbar. How close can you get? Nearly scoring his first goal since moving on loan from Crystal Palace.
It's a great honour because he was a superb keeper, and I just love him playing for this club, and hopefully I can go on and play a few more. I've seen some comings and goings, you know, in that revolving door. There's been some players and some managers and some coaches, but the one thing that stays is the support. I mean, the support's always been phenomenal and enormous, and it'll always carry on that way, you know.
A fantastic performance by Wolves, setting up a unique opportunity to see off the dreaded Baggies of West Brom and ease 3 points closer to the playoffs.
Flynn, Hughes, always found Evans, and West Brom, they're ahead on 17 minutes. It's disaster for Wolves. Muscat arguing about where the ball should be. Feeds Sedgley. Oh, good save by Whitehead. It had to be. Stowell now firmly established as Wolves' top appearance goalkeeper of all time. This is Corica. A lovely through ball. Sedgley. Good tackle. And goodness me, it needed to be. Great move from Wolves. Okay, you fancy Simpson might try something from this position. Curl has come up. But, Wolves looking for this equaliser. It is Simpson. Curls one in. Robinson gets a touch at the far post. And Whitehead can't believe it, but Wolves are level, and deservedly so. A wonderful free kick by Simpson. Paul Simpson curled it in. A great finish at the far post by Robinson. The pressure in these games, just the fact that Wolves need the 3 points. Corica's been forced wide. Potter goes up to try and sort him out. Muscat plays little 1-2, goes into the area. Oh, he's upended, and it's a penalty. Muscat, who took the last one that was awarded to Wolves, will surrender. He's got his hands on the ball, but I think He'll be surrendering penalty taking to Keith Curl, and Flynn and Carbon arguing over it, but it's not going to change the referee's mind. Curley scored earlier this season against Tranmere and Barnet from the spot. And now these 3 points, so vital to Wolves in their striving for that playoff place. Look at the pressure on this man's face. Keith Curl. Oh, and he's missed it! He's put it over! And he's choked. And so are the Wolves fans.
We knew it was going to be a tough game today because it was a local derby, so you know we'll fight it up for it. We were just unlucky with the Keith Curl's penalty, really, and that could have wrapped the game up for us, but it was just a little bit unlucky. But you know, we've got a couple of big games. We've got 3 games to go now, and you know, we need a few points really out of them.
The nerves were really standing up on Wolves' skins now. A trip to playoff rivals Bolton would give the Wolves a chance to pull clear, but if they were defeated, they could probably kiss Premiership football goodbye for another season.
Jensen. Off jukes for the first Bolton corner.
Yeah, Wolves have got to be careful with this fella. I think he's a touch of class. When he's on the ball, he makes great runs in behind as well. Making long striding runs, try to get in behind the Wolves defence. On the ball, class.
Andy Todd, not the biggest, but having to keep a careful eye on him. Dean Richards shadowing him all the way. Gardner finally delivers it low and flat and really dangerous. It was Todd who got that.
Great play from Richards there. That was vital. Todd just sneaking into the near post. But watch Big Dean Richards get there. Just putting him off. Good little move. Todd, you wouldn't expect him to be going for near post balls, but Richards' presence was enough.
Well, Gardner, who delivered that pinging cross, is now a possible target for the short ball. Now it's gone in near post again. Oh, against the post, and still a chance. And in the end, Cox skies the second effort and allows Stowell to get it away. Jensen wins it back. Gardner sprinting to his left. Can he put him in? He has! Wonderful goal! Ricardo Gardner! Bolton take the lead.
Fantastic. Lovely, lovely finish. Cool finish. Oh, the side puts it away. But what a beautiful... That's Robinson getting the ball away, and suddenly, look at this fella Jansen. He just delays it, says, go on, son. But what a quality finish. Overspell off the underside of the bar. But Jansen's way to pass, he's patient. And what a nice finish. And you have to say, Bolton deserve this lead. Fantastic, lovely weighted pass. In between Muscat and a glorious finish. 1-0.
And still as yet, no sign of either a tactical or a personnel change for Wolves. Phillips under pressure here from Corica, and he's given it away! A gifted equaliser for Wolves! Corica the scorer!
Wow, it's desperate defending, Alan, but you have to say to Corica, perseveres, gritty, determined, chases it, looks like a hopeless cause, but you can suddenly see Corica's making ground up, hand over fist, and doesn't he keep his head well? Again, Banks goes down low, Corica keeps his head, but this is a horror story for the defender. And suddenly, after a good start, Wolves deservedly back in this match. Just took his eye off it there, Jimmy Phillips. There's no way back now. Good right foot finish, a little touch from Banks, not enough, 1-1.
Edge of the seat time for Wolves fans. Fox got up, it's come to Gardner, and struck into the crowd against the bar.
Oh, unbelievable.
Well, it's moments like that that can have such an influence on an entire season.
After the brilliant performances in March, it seemed almost inconceivable that Wolves could draw 4 of their 6 April fixtures and all but throw away a guaranteed playoff place. Now in 7th position, They needed to win both of their remaining fixtures to have any chance of extending their season. Wolves travelled to Grimsby with everything in the balance. It was a game they would have to win to keep strong chances of keeping the playoffs in their own hands.
Plenty forward for Wolves. Low, nasty. Oh, Krausen did well. Came through about 3 players to get something onto that. Muscat chasing what was almost a lost ball, but he wasn't going to give it up. And it comes now. And over the top it goes. I think that was big Dean Richards, was it? Stealing in. As much as Dean Richards can steal in, there's enough of him. Here's Jack Lester. Oh, great run by Caldicott. He wants support left side. He's got it. Kingsley Black. Gallimore on the overlap. Still Kingsley Black sends it in. Oh, taken off Caldicott. Follow up, and Kevin Donovan cannot believe it. Fabulous save by Stoll. Robinson. Robinson again, looking for the offside. It's not going to be given. Ball down to the byline. Flo, got to be in. Well, wide of the mark. Emblem just couldn't get any contact on it. 6 minutes into the second half, that's the nearest either side's really come. Emblem just needed to get a touch on it and couldn't.
Who are the key players for the season, would you say?
I think Muscat's played very well, and Dean Richards, and Styles had an excellent season as well, I think.
Is that the way you see it?
Yeah, pretty much so. I'd say Kevin Muscat's got to be the player of the season, really.
The narrowest of possibilities could still see Wolves in the playoffs. It came down to Bolton or Watford drawing and Wolves winning by 2 clear goals over Bradford City. But then Bradford themselves also needed to win to book their guaranteed Premiership place for the Millennium season, 99 to 2000.
I'm just praying we win today. I got my fingers, toes, everything crossed that we win today. And Barnes, Bolton or Watford cock it up somehow. We need this win today badly.
Whatever the outcome, it was a guaranteed sellout crowd, and it turned out to be quite a game.
Wolves getting in a bit of a quandary there. It was Sedgley trying to get hold of it. Jilks clears to Flo. A little back pass. Beautiful ball with the outside of the foot to Neil Emblem. A good tackle from Beagrie. Needed to be. Emblem gets the ball again. Referee plays the advantage. Emblem going for the byline. He's past Jacobs. He gets a cross in. A good-looking cross. Walsh drops it. Keane snatched at it. It's a corner. 10 minutes into the game and the fans go wild as Wolves, you can see there, it was Walsh who dropped the ball and Keane rushing in. The ball just clipped to Bradford heel. It'll be Sedgley with the long throw. Emblem has moved up there. Flows up there. Simpson, can he turn it back? He'll come to Emblem, he's got a header in and challenging on the line, he's hit the crossbar, it could be a goal, it is! It's a goal for Wolves, and Harvard Flo has scored his 6th of the season, and Wolves are ahead on 12 minutes. It had to happen, a challenge on the line, Gary Walsh, and he couldn't keep it out, he couldn't get hold of it. Robbie Keane involved, and then Flo headed home. Wolves ahead on 12 minutes. And Flo just in that position where you'd expect him to be. Such a brilliant game here against Arsenal in the Cup. He's been very much a part of Colin Lee's plans. Scored recently in so many of the games against Crewe and Portsmouth here. Well, this will be good enough in terms of goals, but of course the more goals Wolves can get, the better really. Wolves have 62 goals, Watford have 64. Wolves, of course, now have 63. They need another 2 to be sure of the place. If it goes to goal difference, or goals scored, I should say, it's going to be vital. So Wolves need to get as many as they can here this afternoon, as well as winning. They're within a goal of Watford at the moment. They've conceded 40. Of course, Watford conceded many more, 56. So really, let's see the Wolves get another perhaps as the ball came across. Keane looking to go wide. He does. Curls one in. He got into an excellent position, but got too much way on the ball. And in the end, sailed over Gary Walsh's crossbar. Bolton, that's exactly what they needed, that goal at Portsmouth. If Watford draw, of course, they'll have 75 points. Wolves could still overhaul them. This is Beagrie. He's got a clear shot on goal and he scored for Bradford. Peter Beagrie, the Wolves defence absolutely flat-footed, and Beagrie has brought Bradford back into the game on 25 minutes. Terrible defence. Peter Beagrie, and you won't see a happier player. It's a lovely turn by Blake. He's done really well here. Could be trouble. It's Mills! And it was made by Robbie Blake out of nothing. And Lee Mills has scored the goal that could take Bradford City to the Premiership automatically. He's put them ahead. The ex-Wolves man who Graham Taylor brought here to Wolves has scored against his old club. Beautifully found. Robbie Blake. They've just got half an hour left. They're having to rely on Portsmouth pulling something up against Bolton. Bolton still ahead as far as we know. Good defensive header from Dreyer. Wolves must score. Curl. Beaten by Wally, who's now given Blake some space. Lawrence has made a terrific run on this right-hand side. Lawrence! A defensive header, a life-saving defensive header by Keith Curl. Just as Jamie Lawrence, who had made a 35-yard run, Curl kept his cool there. Brilliant defensive work. But Bradford have a corner. And even with Steve Ball preparing to come on, things at the moment looking troublesome. Gareth Wally is who will take this corner. Left-footed for Bradford City, who've got players up and plenty of them. There's a free header here. A completely free header for John Dreyer. Well, the cheers are for the number 14 below. Harvard Flo will be going off, and on in his place, Steve Bull. 5 successive appearances on as a substitute, a folk hero at Molineux. Towering giant of a man, John Dreyer's had an excellent game in the Bradford defence. Mills jumps well, beaten by Curl. The ball comes in and Curl needed to get to that. Mills has beaten him to it. There could be trouble here. It's a third! It's Blake! And it's a third for Bradford City! 64 minutes and Bradford City are looking to the Premiership after 77 years. Steve Bull. th goal against Bradford City last year. Seems as though he will be playing out his last days in the Nationwide First Division. Especially if Lawrence gets anything on this one. He's bundled over. It's a penalty. Dean Richards changing and challenging Jamie Lawrence. And Muscat may have said too much here. And what will the verdict be? It is a penalty. Richards, well, he's got a yellow. 77 minutes. Dean Richards gets a yellow for the foul on Lawrence. And Bradford City really have the opportunity to put it completely beyond doubt. Peter Beagrie will be doing that. "77 minutes gone. This for the Premiership. Oh, what a save! What a magnificent save by Stowell. One of the great penalty saves, for what it's worth. One of the high points of the season, a man who's played all season for Wolves. What a magnificent penalty save. There's nothing wrong with the penalty from Beagrie. We have 10 minutes to play. Sedgley finds Muscat. Muscat, a little ball through to Emblin, who takes it down, chests it down. Steve Bull. A little flick through. It's a goal! It's Simpson, and Wolves are back in it. And he looked offside. And how about that? 1 minute it looked as if we were going to have 4-1, and now it's 3-2. And well taken by Simpson, well found by Steve Bull, as it is Wolves with 5 minutes left to get something out of this game. Richards, not a good ball. Lawrence came out well. Wolves have a free kick. Want to take it quickly. Robinson. And Simpson, it seems, fancies his chances from this position. Paul Simpson just scored the 1 goal this season against Port Vale at home in the 3-1 win. Muscat might try something. He scored a classic here against Ipswich. A great looking shot is in the post! And Simpson hits the post with a beautifully struck free kick. How unlucky can you get? Muscat. Gary Wolves completely beaten. Wolves have a throw, taken quickly. Corica. It's it! That's it! Bradford City are in the FA Carling Premiership. It makes no difference that Ipswich have won against Sheffield United. Wolverhampton Wanderers will next season be playing football in the Nationwide First Division, and it's heartbreak for Steve Bull and for the Wolves players, but it's elation and joy for Bradford City and Stuart McCall's men, managed by Paul Jewell. The youngest manager in the Nationwide First Division. On a shoestring, he has brought his side up to play FA Carling Premiership football next season. And they've done it today in style. They've done it with class and a little bit of good fortune. They really could have gone 4-1 ahead. Peter Beagrie had a penalty on 77 minutes, but Mike Stowell made a superb save just 3 minutes later. Paul Simpson put Wolves back in the frame at 3-2, but it was just too much to ask. Keith Curle went over with a bad injury again, after a knock against Jamie Lawrence. And look at the Bradford players and look at the Wolves players. The Wolves players are dejected. Kevin Muscat happy to shake people's hands, but the Wolves fans and players can feel nothing of the elation that Bradford now feel.
Yeah, just 10 years now we've been in this division, and it's hard to take. It gets harder every year to take.
Can you see? I mean, would you personally be wanting to see Colin Lee given a full-time appointment?
Yeah, with John Ward as well. Yeah, both of them, definitely.
Can they? I mean, you're looking at another 3 sides coming down from the Premiership. It's probably the hardest division to get out of, isn't it? Would you say?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I think probably the teams that go up this year will probably be the 3 that come down next year.
What do Wolves need to do to make that a guaranteed place rather than this always so near yet so far? What a question to ask you now, yeah.
You tell me.
Darren, you must be really disappointed.
Yeah, a little disappointed, but you know, since Colin Lee's took over, they've turned Wolves around, or he's turned Wolves around, and him and John Ward, between the two of them, they've got a good partnership going. And next season, we'll be sitting there celebrating like Bradford today. Congratulations to him, but yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it next season.
So a bittersweet end to a magnificent season, and Wolves fans were forced to watch the Bradford celebrations and dwell on what might have been had not so many of those early season fixtures ended up with 1 point instead of 3. Even so, Colin Lee received some good news just an hour after the game. Colin, it's just about 5 o'clock on the disappointing afternoon, obviously, when you haven't been able to beat Bradford City, and even if you had, you wouldn't have been able to go through. But some good news on your contract, I gather.
Well, Sir Jack has just this minute announced to everyone that they would like John Ward and myself to stay in charge of the football club. What length of time or conditions, I don't know, because that's only just been announced, but it's caught myself and John by surprise, to be honest. So you know, obviously we're delighted that we've now got some sort of employment for next season anyway, but you know, there's a lot of talking to be done over the next few days, obviously, and you know, it's come out of the blue, really. I didn't think that after a game like today that an announcement would have been made like that, but it has done, and obviously I'm very, very pleased. We've just fallen short of the playoffs, so it means that we've got to improve the team. Now you can do that. You can only do that by well, there's lots of different ways of doing that, I suppose. One is that you get the money to spend on players. The other is that you've got to wheel and deal in the transfer market. I think even in the transfer market, at times you've got to be a little bit fortunate. The right player comes up, you know, you take him and he turns out right.
And who would you pick out as your player of the season?
There could be a tie maybe somewhere along the line.
Fans' vote is Muscat versus Keane at the moment, that's what I hear.
Yeah, well, Keane obviously scored a lot of goals in important games. I think he's probably suffered over the last few games, but no, he's had a very good season for a young 18-year-old lad. Kevin Muscat's had probably his most consistent season. I think Mickey Stoll's had a very, very good season.
Fantastic penalty today.
Yeah. I think you can go through the whole lot. Neil Emblem playing here, there and everywhere and doing everything he can to get results for us. I think Cole Robinson, for a young lad's had a tremendous season. Simon Osborne, who's proven his worth here many times this season. I'm going to leave someone out in a minute,
yes.
and I'm going to get in
I
trouble.
can see you trying to work through this. Before I put you on the spot about that, finally, I mean, the fans, obviously, that's one of the special things about Wolves. Have you got a message for them as they'll be watching this on the end of season video?
Well, the message is that, you know, I've really appreciated their support for the last 6 months. I think there were a few unsure when I took the job on, and quite rightly so. You know, I was as shocked as what they were, because I thought I would be leaving, you know, but today was fantastic. The reception at the end, even though it was disappointment, the reception, I think nearly everyone stayed here, and you know, we appreciate that. We appreciate their support, and I just wish we could have given them the playoffs to look forward to, but it wasn't to be. But you know, thanks to everyone for turning up, and most certainly for supporting me, because
fantastic,
it's been superb. Yeah.
So disappointing end to the season for Wolves, but plenty to look forward to, especially now that Colin Lee, the fans' choice, is the full-time manager of the club, and maybe they can look forward to promotion for next year, the millennium, 1999-2000. Thanks for watching.
You'll still be putting a few beers away tonight, I would think, and drowning in sorrows.
We've got a 4-hour journey home now.
Oh,
so
where's home?
Pinton, Devon. So,
oh dear.
so it's going to be a hell of a trying journey.
Well, have a beer for us when
Will
you get
do,
there.
yeah.
Cheers.